Now we're ready to install this faucet. This one here, as you know, this is a Kohler faucet. Not that I'm endorsing Kohler, it just happens to be the one that I purchased for this particular job. All right, we laid everything out. We are going to use this plate here because this plate is meant for a 3-hole application, which is what we have on this countertop, a 3-hole. If you have a single hole application and you have only 1 hole in it, then you would use this particular one right here. But that's not the case here, so then this is not going to be used at all. These are the pieces to screw it together once we put it through the countertop. This we'll come back to in a minute. This and this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take some plumber's putty, and I'm going to tell you, make sure you use a plumber's putty that is stain free, so that way it doesn't leave any residue underneath where you're working. All right, so this is the one we're going to use. We're going to put some plumber's putty underneath here just so we don't have any water getting through and down into the cabinet itself. It does have a seal right here, but they do recommend using plumber's putty, which we are going to do. So we're going to put a very thin bead of putty around in here. We're going to put this onto here like this. It fits on only one way. There's 2 little tabs underneath here that it's got to fit into, one here and one on the other side. So we just take this, put it in here until you feel it snap in place like that. We're going to put it through the countertop. We're going to take our plate that belongs on here and our lock nut, and we're going to screw them up. All right, but let me put some putty on here first, and then we'll put it through our countertop. So we took some plumber's putty out, and now we're going to take it and we're going to turn it into a thin little ribbon just by rubbing it back and forth in your hands, just like this. Now, if you have a lot of excess, it doesn't matter. We'll clean this up later on, but we're going to make it really thin, like that. Okay, and then we'll take it. We're going to shrink it down a little bit. Now, you don't need a heck of a lot of this. You just... Okay, now we have a lot of excess putty on here. We are going to clean a lot of this off when we put it through the opening in the sink itself. But let's turn our sink up on its side, and we'll continue putting the faucet in. Okay, so we're just going to lay this in here like this for now. We're not going to push it down yet, just to stick it down a little bit. Next, we're going to take our faucet and we're going to feed the lines through the opening. Okay, and you'll feel it snap in place. Then we're going to push it up just a little bit like this, and we're going to come underneath the back over here. We're going to take our bracket that came with it. Hold it up like that. We'll grab our nut, screw the nut on like that. And now either you can take an adjustable wrench like this and adjust it till it's tight, or you can just grab a 7/16 wrench and tighten it up as well. And we're going to tighten it down very little. And you can see all the plumber's putty coming out up on here. We're going to let this squeeze out, and that'll be the excess. You want to make sure that this part of the faucet or the plate itself is even and it's not crooked. And as you can see, it is fairly even. So we're just going to clean away the excess now. And once we have this excess putty cleaned off, then we'll come in and put our push rod in and we'll install our drain. Okay. Next, we're going to take our drain assembly. We're going to take off the plastic protective cover that came with it, and then that's trash. We're going to take out the popper, the pop-up drain itself. We then unscrew this piece off of here, the upper part of the flange, and then this we'll put to the side for now. Now we're going to take a thin bead of plumber's putty and we're going to put it underneath this part right here before we put it through the sink. So let's grab some plumber's putty again. Now remember, if you have extra, it doesn't really matter because we're going to take it and clean it off later on anyway. Turn it into a very thin ribbon, and then we'll put it just around like this. Okay. And then we can just snap off the excess and push this down. Okay, just like that. Okay, next we're going to take this and we're going to put this assembly through the bottom of the sink. So that's what we're going to do right now. This is going to go in here like that. And we're going to stand this up first so you can see it this way. We're going to take this and we're going to put this through here so that this rubber seal is centered in that hole right there. All right, and the way we're going to do it is just push it in here like this, hold it. This has to go to the back of the sink because that's where the pop-up is going to go. And then this piece here, we'll put it on here and we'll screw it down as far as you can by hand until it stops. Okay, that's as far as it goes. Next, we'll come over here and we'll take the nut here and we'll just turn this just a little bit and keep turning it, and it'll push that rubber seal up against the bottom of the sink itself. Now on the other side, you'll see the putty is coming out. So we're just going to clean away that putty here with a towel, paper towel or a screwdriver, whatever you need to get in there and clean that away. And once we clean that away, then we're ready to go back and put our pop-up piece in here. Let's just snug it down one more time here. Okay. All right, so let's put in our stopper right now. Next, we're going to take our drain piece, put it in through here like this. We're going to come around on this side over here. Now we made sure that this is nice and tight. We're going to unscrew this just like this. And this piece here, we're going to take this off, of course, like this. This goes over the top. This piece is going to go in here like this, but before we do that, we're going to take our drain and put it in here. And now what we're going to do, let me show you real quick. This piece here, this piece is going to be in there like that, and we're going to put this piece through it just like this. So that way this pushes the drain up and down. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to slide it in. We're going to put this through there until we catch it. Okay, so this goes in here just like that. And then we're going to test it to make sure, and I can feel the drain is moving up and down. You can see. And most importantly, we can't pull it out, so we know it's set correctly. All right. Next, we're going to screw the nut back on here, just like this, and we're going to screw it down like that. Okay. Okay, so it works nice and freely. Next, we're going to take our piece that opens and closes the drain, and we're going to slide it on. Now we put our rod through here. We took our plastic piece and put it on the end here. We adjusted this as we needed to open and close the stopper all the way. I decided to put it in here. I'm holding the stopper here with my hand, and I'm moving the push rod up and down, just to make sure that it travels the whole distance, which it does. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to snug down this bolt right here, nice and tight. Next, we're going to take our lock clip. We're going to put it over the top like this, put it over here, and then just bend this piece down like that, and that you can adjust as needed once you have it in the cabinet. All right, make sure it goes up and down the way it's supposed to. Okay. Okay, and that's it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.